When we internally meet and talk about the industrial PC portfolio from Beckhoff, we believe we got it all. We have cabinet PCs, we have our embedded PC line, we have panel PCs. So basically, whatever you require is available. And in order to inform about available products, we usually use the internet these days, especially these days. And if you take a look to the Beckhoff webpage, you will find out that there are a lot of new information. There's also the new look and feel. And we added a lot of information, even basic information. So why do we use industrial PCs? What are the core values of it? But for sure, you can also find in the new webpage all the detailed information about PCs, panel PCs, even software products back and forth. So somehow we could imagine, well, let's lay back because we got it all. Well, honestly, especially these days where the coronavirus is influencing our life, I think it's even more important than ever that we have to come up with innovations, with new products or product updates. And that's what we do today, tomorrow, and even in the upcoming time. We are going to provide you with updates and new products. And usually, we're going to meet in person. We can meet on trade shows, and we can explore our products. We have face-to-face meetings. Well, not these days. But again, we have innovations. We would like to present innovations. And that's the format of these days. And wherever you are right now, in your home office, maybe in the office, maybe in the backyard of your house, you have a chance now to listen to updates of the Beckhoff IPC portfolio. And I don't do this myself. I have a couple of my colleagues from the product management with me. So it's a pleasure now to browse through innovations of the Beckhoff IPC portfolio. And the first gentleman in place is my colleague Felix. And he is particularly in charge of our ultra-compact IPC family. And that's the first topic. Here we go.
Yes, the ultra-compact industrial PCs that we call the family of C60 products. This is our youngest member of the IPC product portfolio and the newest development, the newest series in our product portfolio of industrial PCs. And the series of C60 products is a new milestone concerning performance density. Because with a C60 product, you can save up to 90% space in the control cabinet without reducing the calculating performance. Everything started in 2017 already with the C6015, the smallest industrial PC that we have in our portfolio, using Intel Atom processors. So mid-sized performance, especially for the usage in IoT scenarios. Because of its compact size, because of the flexible ways of installation in the control cabinet, can especially be used in brownfield scenarios. So everyone you would like to implement IoT functions in an existing machine concept, the C6015 and the C6017 with Intel Atom processors is the perfect choice. But nevertheless, of course, also to control machines. On the upper hand of the performance, we have the C6030 and the C6032 using Core I processors of the 65 watts class. So the Core I architecture with the highest performance available. And this performance was only available for the big ADX-based PCs by now. But nowadays, we have ultra-compact PCs utilizing Core i7 up to 3.6 gigahertz quad-core performance. And this gap between the Atom processors and the big Core I processors is now filled with the products C6025 and C6027 using 15 watts Core I U processors. That means Core I architecture, but in an entirely fanless design. So we are talking about 2.2 gigahertz per core on a dual-core processor and 1.7 gigahertz on a quad-core i7 in an extreme compact and entirely fanless design. You will face the same flexible installation scenarios that you have on the whole family of C60 products. So you can install the PCs like this in the control cabinet. You can install them flatly on the rear wall of the control cabinet. You can also plug them onto the DIN rail. You can also freely adjust the connectors level freely. So you can put the connectors to that spot where the cable comes from. And this is important because the PCs are so compact and you don't want to squeeze all the cables through the control cabinet. So the free alignment of the connectors of all the products of the series. The C6025 with Core IU is already available as of today, and very soon the C6027 will follow. The C6027 uses exactly the same motherboard, so the same board, the same BIOS, the same image. We just plug in a second PCB layer to bring modular function, feature extensions and additional connectors to the PC. So a second PCB layer, for example, with 6 additional Ethernet and EtherCAT ports. So in total you get 9 independent, non-switched Ethernet or EtherCAT ports, for example, to connect multiple machine parts into only one device, again for IoT scenarios or also for control purposes. You will find the same concept of additional PCB layers for all the PCs of the product family, using every time the same motherboard, the same BIOS, the same image, the same software for modular machine concepts. Just plug in a second PCB layer for modular functions and feature extensions. And now when the C6020 series complements the portfolio and fits the gap between Atom and the big Core I processors, so perfectly also in the use for IoT environments, but also to control machines, we have a design which is especially used when the fanless concept is mandatory, but on the same hand, you or the application demands the high computing power of the Core I architecture. While we talk about the Core IU processors, we also implement now the next generation of Core I 65 watts, so the big Core I performance class, into the product family of the C60. And when we decide to bring a new chipset into our products, we do not only bring it to one dedicated product, we make it available to the entire portfolio. So if you decide this chipset is perfect for my application, this performance is especially perfect fitting to my application, you can freely choose out of the entire IPC portfolio from Beckhoff. You can use compact PCs like the C61, you can use 19-inch rack installation PCs, you can use panel PCs with multi-touch fully integrated. You could also use the ATX-based PCs, offering the possibility to implement all those PCI Express full-length cards and everything, and so on and so on. So maximum scalability in the ultra-compact portfolio and the IPC portfolio as well. So we offer the 65 watts Core I class for the compact PC C60 and for the ADX-based boards. And we utilize the 35 watts performance class of the 9th generation Intel Core I for the 3.5-inch motherboards, for example, for the C69 series. That means a plus of more or less 20% in performance for the same price, or the same performance for less price compared to the older generation of Core I processors. We talk about up to 8 processor cores, so parallelization. We talk about 12 megabyte of last level cache, especially for applications demanding a high amount of last level cache. And we talk about NVMe SSDs. So we maximize also the performance of the storage media using PCI Express SSDs. And the 9th generation of Core I is available now for all the kinds of PC types that we offer. If we have a look on the performance of the processors I just talked about, so starting from the Intel Atom with low performance up to the Core i7, 8 cores on top of the performance, then you face a scenario, you face a setup which is quite linear in scale, and you can freely pick the perfect fitting CPU, the perfect fitting performance for nearly all kind of application. And you can be sure that you will also find a perfect fitting PC from Beckhoff for nearly all kind of application. So the Core IU in the C6025 and 27 now complements the portfolio and make it even more scalable, even more flexible, especially in terms of performance. And additionally, we implement AMD Ryzen processors to complement the portfolio even more, to even close those performance gaps even better, to have an even more linear scale in terms of performance, to bring more scalability and to always offer a perfect fitting PC for all kinds of applications. And to give you more information about this product of the AMD Ryzen in our embedded PCs, I would like to ask Heiko to give you more input.
Thank you, Felix. Yeah, with our new embedded PC series CX20X3, we will now also offer AMD Ryzen CPUs directly on the DIN rail as an embedded PC. There is a CX2033 with a dual-core CPU with up to 2.3 gigahertz, and there is a CX2043 with 4 cores and up to 3.35 gigahertz. And compared to the existing series CX2000, it is a dramatic performance increase. We are nearly doubling the performance of the existing series. And this is not only a benefit for our Trinket 3 customers, which can of course use all the cores of the devices, but it's also a benefit for our Trinket 2 customers. Yeah, of course you can only use one core, but you get a dramatically higher clock frequency, so you can also get a higher performance increase in your Trinket 2 application. And of course, it also secures your investment. So these devices, of course, again, very long available in the market from Beckhoff, as you know that. And therefore, you can still take your Trinket 2 application and run that for many other years to come. The devices are available with Windows 10 as an operating system, or also with our new operating system, Trinket BSD. And of course, you can still use our modules, which you already know from the existing CX2000 series, and attach them to the CPU units so that you can configure the system as you need it for your application. Coming to another new interface which we will offer, and that is our new EtherCAT master interface, M112. You may already know that we have an option here to integrate additional field bus modules into our devices. It's mainly the CX51, CX52, and the CX2000 series. And this option is, of course, a build-to-order option, which you order directly with the device. And here we offer this M112 EtherCAT master interface. These are 2 additional EtherCAT masters in the device. And the big benefit of these EtherCAT masters is that they are directly coming out of the same FPGA, which is already serving the right side of the device for the eBus. And that means overall, you have now 3 EtherCAT masters in one system, in one embedded PC, which are completely distributed clocks synchronized. So if you have the need for multiple EtherCAT rings, which need to be in sync due to special applications, for example, XTS system, then this dramatically helps you to reduce the synchronization things you need to do to synchronize your EtherCAT rings. If you do not have the synchronization needs, you still may save your Ethernet ports on top, because these Ethernet ports are then free for other applications. Yeah? So even if you have more EtherCAT rings, you still have then 2 standard Ethernet ports which you can use for Ethernet communications, for example, for the upper level field. Okay, I already mentioned it. Our new Trinket BSD operating system is now released. It's available, and it offers you a compact and robust operating system on the one hand as a successor for the existing Windows CE world or Windows Embedded Compact, and on the other hand, with its features, it can also cover applications which are currently only possible with the big operating system Windows 10. Yeah, so it depends on the demands of your application if you would like to go now with our new operating system Trinket BSD. It's compact, it's robust, and it's also very cost effective. So makes sense for a lot of applications. And other than that, we also offer edge functionalities. So you can also integrate Docker containers into a Trinket BSD system. So in case you want to integrate locally, directly on the controller, additional functionalities by your own, this is also possible with Trinket BSD. Trinket BSD is already available with our embedded PC series. And during this year, we will also make local graphics support available so that you can run an HMI locally. And as soon as that is also available, we will also start to ship our our industrial PCs and of course also our panel PCs with TwinCAD BSD. And speaking about panels and panel PCs, I would like to welcome my colleague Fabio, who will tell us a little bit more about that topic.
Thank you, Heiko. Yeah, right. As we already heard a lot about those headless devices, embedded PCs and industrial PCs, I now would like to focus more on the control panels and panel PCs. And first of all, I'd like to start with an update about an existing tool that we do offer on our website. This is the push button configurator. You can find it directly under cp-configurator.beckhoff.com. And with this tool, you have the possibility to configure the push button extension you get from Beckhoff on your own, in your office, at home, wherever you are, without any limitation, any registrations of the access. So, since we are delivering multi-touch devices, we are equipping them with a push button extension. And this push button extension can now be configured. You can change the color of push buttons. You can use new elements like key switches or knob switches whatsoever. And as this tool is so successful, we are now adding new features to it. And we are starting with an USB-A port that is shown here on this picture, hidden behind a screw cap, so it also offers IP65 protection. And in one of the push buttons, we can integrate an RFID sensor for MyFair cards. So also this is not possible. And the great benefit about it is that you can already order those customized devices starting from quantity 1. So I emphasize this, go on our website, visit the configurator, and learn how flexible Beckhoff is. And I continue with one of our existing devices, the CP32 panel PC. The CP32 panel PC is an IP65 panel PC with Intel Core i CPUs integrated. And we are already offering this device for several years. As you can see, in 2014, it was awarded with the Red Dot Design Award due to its perfect design for the mounting to 48mm tubes. You can see it, the adapter to the 48mm tube is perfectly integrated. It's a tiltable and rotable adapter, and all components, all heat dissipating components are orientated around it. This is a perfect design if you are using this kind of mounting tube. But in several custom projects, we are facing tons of different adapters. And so we also made a custom version available now for all of our customers, the CP32 1600. And as you can see, the design became much thinner. We now have one massive heatsink on which we place all of our electronic components. Still, we are using Intel Core i CPUs with up to 35 watt power consumption. And still, we have the IP65 protection grade. If we're having a closer look on the connection section, we can see that we are still using a standard M23 power connector and the push-pull Ethernet connector. And what is new about the device is that we are also integrating a USB-A port by default. And you can also see that a second USB port can be ordered optionally. In total, we can add in this connection area 6 interfaces. So the device is very flexible. Storage media's batteries can be accessed much faster than before. And of course, when we have a device with so many benefits, we are integrating it into a series, offering it with different display sizes starting from 15.6 inch to 24 inch, offering full HD resolution, but also classic display formats like the 19-inch display with 5:4. So much for the IP65 portfolio, or is there something else?
Yeah, I think we could close up this technology update with the perfect combination of IP65 products, but also our cabinet IPCs. And that's what I would like to highlight at the end. It's a brand new product which we call the C7015, a fanless, complete IP65 PC which now can be installed right on your machine, either for brownfield or for actually new installations as well. And as we see let's say, a bright future and success for this product, we prepared a small video explaining all the details of this product.
Despite the extremely compact and cost-efficient device implementation, the C7015 from Beckhoff makes no compromise on its industrial capabilities. This is already evident in the high computing power of the integrated Intel Atom CPU with up to 4 cores. Thanks to a variety of onboard interfaces with up to 3 Ethernet ports, this industrial PC opens up countless application possibilities, ranging through to complex control tasks with simultaneous IoT communication, since the IP65-67 protection rating makes the C7015 also ideal for use as an edge device in harsh machine environments. With fanless cooling, the C7015 is suitable for a temperature range up to plus 50 degrees Celsius. The device is highly flexible regarding its installation options. The ultra-compact industrial PC is designed for direct mounting on a machine and can be installed on the side or rear panel of the housing due to several integrated fixing points. In any mounting position, space requirements are minimal. The onboard EtherCAT-P interface can be extended with numerous EtherCAT-P modules as required, allowing users to implement distributed solutions for complex diagnostics or condition monitoring tasks, for example. Due to its state-of-the-art properties, the C7015 from Beckhoff is ideal for machine-oriented automation and support of the latest industrial concepts.
Well, here we go. The C1715 as a new addition to the IPC portfolio, which is, of course, the standalone IPC, but together with EtherCAT-P master integration, I think it's also perfect for decentral input and output applications. And this is all up to you. Put the elements you need to the device and make out of the C7015 your complete control unit. Now, times are difficult, but should Corona stop us to be innovative? Should the situation stop us to develop better products, or should it stop you to make your machine more effective, or should it be more attractive for your end customer? No, it should not. We would like to help you with our innovations, and since over 35 years we do IPC business at Beckhoff. We do our own main boards, also for over 30 years. And we do state-of-the-art red dot, silver dot, gold dot awarded products like the C60 family. I would like to encourage you to force more information, to challenge us, to help you in your application, and hopefully I can challenge you to buy Beckhoff products. And then I think we close the ring. Thanks for listening and great success with our products. Thank you.